Okay, one second. Hi.
Hello,
Hello,
hi.
hello,
Hi,
hello.
Thomas. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm I'm very good. Okay, I'm really
Okay.
excited for the session.
Oh, me too. Is the voice clear? Is my voice clear?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Mine?
Yeah. So we will be able to tell each other when our cameras are not a bit
Yeah,
blurry or our voices are not clear so that things go well, right?
yeah, right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And
Yes,
so let's wait while people are joining us
yes,
and we'll start in a minute. Okay.
perfect.
Great. So while people are joining us, let's have some talks. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this field? What maybe amazed you? How did you get into this art field? What was your story?
Actually, it was always from the beginning. Like I used to paint. It was more of craft in the beginning, but then I turned up
Yeah.
into more drawing part initially, and then ultimately to oil
Okay.
painting. That just happened mostly in the college life. But I've been
Okay.
drawing since childhood.
Great. So you have done BFA from College of Arts, and
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You must have tried different mediums.
Yeah,
You must have
absolutely.
tried all those mediums, right? And
All of them.
what What was so different about oil paints that you liked it more than others and maybe took it as your medium of choice?
Yeah. Actually, oil painting is like the perfect medium I've ever found. It's like it's
Right.
just made for me. So the thing is, I've tried all the medium. Like what I like to work in is I like subtle colors, not very fluorescent ones like I find in acrylics and inks. So I kind of like
Right.
subtle colors that are more less of artificial and more of natural look. And the second
Natural
thing
look. Right.
I really like to give it a blended look. Even when I do the impressionist work, I try to keep the colors as close together in tones, in hues, um, as that I
Right.
cannot achieve with any other medium. So, I
Right.
like,
Okay. And I've seen your portraits and they are, by the way, astonishing. Really, I
thank
admire your work, the way you do it. Okay. And
thank you
it's
so much.
right. It's really great. And one thing I was wondering that while creating portraits, people generally prefer acrylic because they are actually fast to work on it.
Yes.
And while making portraits for commissions or orders, you have to finish it in a certain time limit. You would be having some time limit, right? So how do you
Hmm.
manage that while painting with oil paints?
Yeah, people do keep asking me that question so frequently. So, but
Yeah.
actually, they take same time to create a painting in acrylic just as to create in oil paint. It's just that it takes more time to dry.
Okay.
It takes like a week or 10 days
Yeah,
sometimes,
exactly.
like especially in winters. So it takes like 10 days to dry. But then with the quality of work, with the outcome I get with oil paint, I'm ready to give all the time it needs to take to dry. Even with the commission work, I try to I try to suggest the client that do go for oil painting because I know it's a one-time thing for everyone. We don't keep buying paintings every
Right.
day. So I just suggest them that you go for the best thing. I just I feel that when I see an oil painting and when I see an acrylic painting, not by me but by just anyone else, I find that
Right.
oil portraits especially are so far apart and so much more beautiful than the acrylics that I see.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so whatever
Yeah,
time it takes
complete,
and whatever time for the drying it takes, it's worth it, totally worth it. And just you have to convince the
completely
client
agree with you.
once that yeah, it's a
Yeah,
one-time thing. That's what I say. You go for the best. You have to be
right,
dying.
right. So what kind of technique do you use while painting? with oil paints?
I use the wet on wet technique. So, let me tell you about both the techniques. So, firstly, very
Yeah,
quickly. So, let's first in layer by layer. So, there you just let each layer dry before you start with the new one. But what I do
right,
is I do the colors over the wet layers. So, what we do with that is we apply thinner colors first, and then we go for the thicker layers. But all when it's all dry, all it's wet sometimes. So that's
right,
the
right,
technique I
right.
use, wet on wet.
So, even I have tried wet on wet. I'm an artist too. I work on oil paints as well. So,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
try on wet on wet, the thing that happens is it's quite difficult to get those crisp edges that you are being able to attain on your portraits. So, how do you do that?
Um, it's it's all about technique and it's all about practice. You need to practice
Right,
so much more to get the technique right. I will
right, right,
like
right,
in the demo, of course, I'll be telling you a few things that you can get it the right way. But yeah, it's
right.
all about
Okay.
practice.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So before we start, I'll just like to give a short intro to our audience. I think, yeah. So we are going to have an oil color demo today with Miss Ashi Jan, and please uh, comment your questions below so that we can answer it after the demo is complete. Ashi, you can take all the time you want, and whenever you're done with your demo, I'll join you back. Okay?
Sure.
So
Perfect.
let's begin.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, I'll be quitting now and you can start.
Okay, guys, let's start with the demo. Just give me a second to get the setup right. Just give me a second to get the setup right and we're all ready to start. Alright, perfect. Let us get started with that now. So, what we are going to do today is I'm going to paint the picture that you can see right here, this, and we'll be learning the materials involved, the techniques involved in painting, and all the colors we require in such kind of painting. So if you guys are also having oil paints with you, the materials with you, or if you are already an artist, just feel free to get ready with your materials and paint with me here. Everything we'll be doing step by step. Get ready. I'll be showing you the colors in my palette as well as what I put on the canvas. As we have been attending so far, I am doing oil paint on canvas. So let us get started with the drawing part first. I'm taking burnt sienna. some linseed and let us do the drawing. This kind of technique I used in the drawing of still life. Not exactly portrait, but for still life and landscape, you can just do the outline drawing with the brush itself. You can also opt for pencil drawing first and then go with the colors. It's just the appears we are drawing. As I've got the colors, just get them out and draw with me. Here, so we got that drawing done. And now we are beginning with our colors. So first of all, I'm doing the right side of the sphere that we can all see is yellow, it's light. Okay. For that I'm using yellow ochre with some of the chrome yellow. So we basically are not putting the lighter tone first. Instead we are doing the middle tone. We always start with some orange and I've added. So we always start with the middle tones first. That's the technique I use. To get my desired effect. Just like that. We've done the middle tones. And then we'll begin with our lighter tones now on both the sides. It's the lighter tone now. On the right side, we are taking chrome yellow with some white and some orange. There we get our lighter hue, but definitely not the lightest. We are still moving around the middle tone. You guys can write down all the questions you come up and ask me later after the demo. There we go. Basically, you have to find out the tones. The tones are actually the lightness and darkness of a color. If So you can easily mark out this is the darker tone, and on the right one we have the lighter tone. Basically almost of the same color. And then we got to do the darker tone on the left side. You can clearly mark out, you can clearly see it's very dark on the left side. Let us do that. So in this same color, one we used in the middle tone, I'm adding a bit of burnt umber. So that color is burnt umber. So it gives the color a dark and a little greenish kind of tone. That's what I need here. Do that on the corner. Also on the bottom. And then you have the darkest tone on this white line that I've left. So we have to add some more burnt umber to the same color. Now I've added a little more burnt umber to this color. And here we go. So we have got here our base tone, our base colors. That's what I was talking about the bright technique. Keep the colors separate at first like this, and don't just try to mix in the first layer. Okay, that's the thing, that's the secret of oil painting. Don't just try to mix things in the first layer. That's just the first layer, and we have just applied the base colors, and now the work begins. I'm doing a little bit of background. That's just black. But to the black, I'll be adding some. To the black, I'll be adding some burnt umber. Like this, I'm doing the background. Doing the background along with the picture is also very important while we are painting. So make sure you also, it's not very detailed. Put the colors in the background so you can get the exact colors you want in your painting, in the focus of it. So when I put the black there, I can actually figure out how bright and how dull I have to keep an object, fine object. Here I've done a little bit of background. Let's start with the foreground now. That's lighter and also that has the shadow of the sphere over to the left side. So with the same color, the burnt umber and the black combination, I'll be adding some yellow to that. Every object has a color, the same color to the shadow also. If you see a shadow of purple object, that will have some of this purple reflection, and that's why the shadow to the shadow of the sphere, we are giving some of that yellow. It actually makes that a little bit green. That's what we want. Here like this. Now, just a little bit more around that. Let me add, it's lighter. This color will add some white and some burnt sienna. Try to observe the color around. So it's really a good idea to do the whole painting at first in base layers and then go for all the detailing instead of just stick to one part and complete that and then get to the next. That way you might lose the focus on the part where it has to be. You might overdo a part and that might overpower your main object. So here we have this is how our basic layers, the base tone, the base layer is going to be done. All the colors over there, but nothing mixed. You need to do that all over at first and then go for the detailing. We are doing the wet on wet technique and there it's all wet, and now we will see how we mix them. And mixing is not like you just push all the colors, the boundaries into each other and that's mixed. We need to add some more colors over there. I'll show you how. So now let us start with the left side. Okay. Sometimes people can understand this variation of colors, but they don't know how to do the dark side, how the colors to exactly get there, and they add black to it. But this is what we have to avoid, really. We need black for the darkest, but here we need to do a lot more just than black. Alright. So here we have a little light part that I'm going to do with adding white to our chrome yellow. Yes, we do need white in that color. Some of yellow ochre. And then some of burnt umber. Yeah, exactly this color we need. Let's do here. So now see, I'm not just pushing the boundaries into each other. I'm applying a whole lot of new color to that. And that is how the oil painting is so rich in color. Now you see, I started with all the vibrant colors below that. That's one thing that's really important. You need to get all the vibrant colors in the initial layer, otherwise it will turn out to be dull. Alright, just here. Now we are moving on to this darker part. Okay, for that, it's very much the same color. We need more burnt umber in that. There, like this. Into the chrome yellow and yellow ochre mixture. Let's do that here. First you apply and then you mix. That's the rule. First you apply and then you mix. We are doing the applying part. I'm using flat brushes here. You can go for round also. I've seen most, like me also, and I've seen most of people using flat brushes only. And I feel that's comfortable for me also. But then you can also go for round brushes. Okay, now we are doing the mixing part. So now just very slightly you mix the boundaries. Yeah, like that. And now we are moving on to our right side, to our middle part in fact. That's the you can see a bit of red over there, over here on top and the middle. Let us mix that color out. Okay, we are needing now some scarlet red. Scarlet or vermilion you can take. Let us add a bit of yellow ochre to that. So we don't need blood bright color over there. So that's why we have mixed it with some yellow ochre. Let us do that. See, I'm just doing that on the right of the dark line. There. Now to make that red part in the middle, I'm doing the same color, but not over there, but around this red part. I'll tell you why. In the next step. So this, now let's add some red to that. You can take scarlet red, you can take vermilion, whichever is available. Bit of white, and here we go. We do that red. Like this. Now let us move on to the other tones now, to the lighter tones. We're moving on from the dark to light. Let's move on to the lighter tones. Let's make up a fresh color. So here we have the chrome yellow again, that's the base. Some of white. Some of orange here. So here you see the difference between this and this color. I'll just do that above this. And we are going to mix this red with the same color. Okay, so we first applied the red, applied the orange, and then we are going to mix them. First it's application, and then it is blending. There. Here we go. Just somewhat at the bottom. Yeah, like that. And now it's further our lighter tones. So we take the base, the chrome yellow and white. Now this color has to be really bright. I'm not adding any more color to this our base color. But this part has to be really bright. Make sure you take a thick color and not let it merge with any other for now. Like this. We'll just blend it now. I've done the application part. Let's blend that. Thanks everyone for being here today. Make sure you note all your queries down on a paper and just keep them in mind. We can discuss that after the demo. And just a little more mixing, and then we're done with these layers of color. And there we go. We are done with this. A little more orange. And now the only missing color here is our white. The white will be applied after all the colors. It has to be the highlight, it has to be applied as a highlight on top. Then I'm taking the thick white all those are joined later. These are oil colors. I am not using any oil in this, at least for the last layer. So we apply white. That's it. Let's do the final part. Small stem. I'm adding some white to this burnt sienna. Some of yellow ochre in that. Then we do the stem. And the dark line in between. Now the others here, I just leave it to you. I'm doing only the shadow. It's the same color we use, burnt umber, some yellow ochre. And then just the shadow here. There you go. Almost done. So this is it. That's all for our demo. And Samarth, if you're there, please join us. Meanwhile, let me just give you a quick look to our work. Stay with us, everyone.
That was an informative demo. That was a really informative demo, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I really learned from you actually that how we can start with a middle tone first and then keep putting on the other ones and not mixing it
Yeah.
on the base layer. That's a new thing for me as well.
Yeah, we just that's the thing about oil painting. So you don't get it mixed together and make it a muddy color. So you just have to mix the last layer
Right,
only.
right. And how do you maintain your brushes while you're painting so many oil paintings, and you have to maintain these brushes for so that they can, prolong for a long
Hmm.
time.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, oil paint brushes and oil painting do get damaged in a very
Yeah,
short while.
exactly.
Yeah, but then just keep washing them. Just don't avoid that for even one day. You need to wash them immediately, or
Oh,
they'll get all uh, loaded with oil paint. You need to wash them
oh,
properly.
okay, okay, okay. And what do you do for preserving your paintings?
Yeah. So basically, just don't keep them in sunlight. That's a bad thing. You don't keep them in sunlight
Okay,
because most colors are light fasted, not so fasted. So what that means is they will get dull in the contact of sunlight or any
sunlight.
bright light. Yeah, or any bright light.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to
And
keep
even
that
even in
away,
e right,
even
and
in the
even
muted light.
when it gets yeah, and it also in the presence of moisture, it also sometimes gets fungus on it.
Right, right, absolutely.
Right,
So it's a really they need a very moderate condition. So saying it's you just don't
right,
need to
right,
have moisture, you don't need to have sunlight over there, and you really have to the perfect situation to keep that. It's a hard
right,
thing.
right, right, right. Right. Ashi, it was wonderful having you here. I hope everyone would have got something to learn today. It was really great.
Thank you so much.
Even I
Yeah,
got to
I
learn
hope
something,
everyone
right?
just learned something. That's great.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Okay. Um,
What
uh,
kind of art?
I'm still learning. Instead, it's just try myself experimenting with different things. Currently, I'm
Okay.
experimenting with willow charcoal. I'm actually trying
Hmm.
experimenting various things on it
That's a nice
and making
medium.
some
Yeah,
paintings
that's
on my.
great.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Perfect.
Great, awesome.
All right.
Awesome. So I
Yeah.
think we can take questions if anybody has. We'll wait
Yeah.
for a minute or two.
Sure.
If somebody has something to ask, we can wait for that.
So if anybody has
Shreya
any
says thank
questions,
you.
please write in the comment. Great, Shreya. Thanks. I hope you liked the session.
So
If anyone has any
if
questions,
anyone is
just tell
having
that in the comment box.
exactly, comment down in the comment box. And there's a question mark as well, right beside the comment box. If you can ask over there, you're most welcome as well. And too many people joined today. We had 40
Yeah, and we
joiners.
have some questions over there in the question session. So
Yeah, you can ask that.
yeah, we have some
Okay.
questions. That's from Anushita. So this
Yeah.
how to start an art career after class 12. And by the way, I love your artwork. Thank you so much, Anushita. So how we do that? If you want to pursue art, if you want to become an artist, what you need to do is you better take admission to the art college. That's something not for the degree itself, but you get to learn a lot of things over there because you're surrounded by so many students who are doing that thing, right? So many people around you, they are doing the same thing, and you get to learn so much lot from there.
Right.
Okay, as per you want to get the degree, just take some coaching to get entered into college. Find out any
Exactly.
college around your area that provides BFA. That's the degree you need, really. Okay, and that's the 4 year degree. Just work on that, and there you go. You are a certified artist.
Right. Right. There's one more question, I think.
Hmm. That is
It says
exactly how
exactly
many
how many days.
does it take to dry the whole painting?
Yeah.
Okay. It takes you know, 4 to 7 days, I would say, to for it to dry partially, so that you can take it anywhere you want to. Like you can shift it, you can deliver it, and you can even touch the color won't come to your fingers. That's the partial drying time for
Right.
4 to 7 days, right? And it's much more dried. It's actually dried in 2 months. So that's the actual drying time when all the
Right.
layers dry perfectly. So after that time, you can even
Great.
put the varnish over the painting. But 4 to 7 days, partial time.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and we
wanted
have
to ask about the varnish. How does it function? How do you apply it? What function does it actually
hmm,
have? How do you use it?
I actually don't use varnish, but I feel it just puts so
Oh,
much gloss over the painting, and I feel it's all destroyed of that.
right.
But some people do, and that's also a good thing. Varnish basically what it does is it protects you from the dirt. It protects the painting from any damage from the outside. It's basically a plastic cover over that.
Okay,
But
okay,
that
okay. I get
thing
it.
you only need to do after it's completely dried. I suggest at least 3 4 months after the painting. You need to get the painting dried properly for that.
Okay, okay. So, I had one personal question. While
Yes.
you parcel your paintings, while you have an order and you have to maybe parcel it somewhere, how do
Yeah.
you what do you keep in mind while packaging those things? What all do
Like,
you consider to keep it
okay.
protected?
Right. So what I do is I first wrap it in the for any transparent layer. You can say butter paper, you can say bubble wrap, many layers of that, many layers of bubble wrap to
Right, right,
protect to
right,
work first, right? And then I put it in between cardboard and thermocol, so that any heavy
right.
object that falls or the painting itself falls in the process, it needs to be protected from every bit of corner. Especially
Exactly.
when it's framed, it needs to get even much
Right.
more cared. You need to not get the because the painting won't really get damaged so easily, but the frame, it just if it's
Frame might. Yeah.
if it falls, it falls into pieces. So that's what I do. A
Right.
lot of layers of bubble wrap, thermocol, cardboard. That's it.
Right, right, right. So, any more questions? Do we have in the question box anything?
Yes, yeah, that's from Anushika as well. Two, three more questions from her.
Yeah,
Okay, let's just quickly answer that.
yeah.
So, it's anonymous grid method, okay to improve sketching. Grid method, it's only suggested to draw portraits and something very specific in drawing, but don't use that if you want to improve your sketching. You need to get freehand sketching practice a lot. That's just to get the
Yeah.
portraits right. And there is how
Right.
to improve our watercolor and sketching. These are two very different things. First is practice. Second is you do take some classes that will help you. You practice from YouTube tutorials and go from the basics. You try to learn the essence. Like for watercolors, you just try to bring out the transparency in the colors. That's a really important thing. And for sketching, just try to bring the flow in your drawing. Sketch as much
Yeah,
as you can.
watercolors are a tough medium for me, for me as well. I have been trying a lot, but I still haven't reached the point that I can be satisfied with my works on watercolor. I'm still working out. And
No, yeah, actually it is difficult medium, But yeah,
right,
I also used to face a lot of problem there in first year actually in college, and then
right,
get I just tried it every day, twice. The same painting I used to work on that 6 7 times. So I want to get that right, and then it eventually works out. You need to get
Yeah,
doing it.
practice is the key, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It is. No shortcuts to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if there are any other questions, we can take it and then,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
And for all those people who have joined us today, I'm hosting a oil painting classes, group classes from December 12th, the next weekend. So all those who want to join those classes can just DM me, Ms. Danashi. You'll be shared the link after that. Give us a message.
Yes,
Do follow us, Dreamline
absolutely.
Project, Danashi. So the oil portrait, it's the
Yeah,
portrait
yeah, yeah,
classes
yeah.
in oil. It's the portrait
So I
classes in
just,
oil. It's a group class starting from December 12th, next weekend. So you can apply for that. It's a minimal fee, and you can learn making
I'll
portraits in
just
oil
tag you
paint.
in the comments so that people can go over
Thank,
there and ask you. And
thank you so much.
even if they contact us, we can also direct them towards you.
That would be great. That would be great. You guys
Awesome.
can just
Yeah, yeah,
DM
sure.
anywhere. Thank you so much.
So DM us or DM us, we can start with the classes anytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So no more
So
questions, anyone?
it was wonderful. Right, I think we're done with the questions.
Yeah.
Great, awesome
Yeah.
having you over here. And let's end this session now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great being here. Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Amar. And thanks for everyone who joined us. Thank you. All
Yeah.
right. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.